Welcome to another episode of What I Learned from Bobby Hemmit. You know, I like to make these decodings of movies, and I do like to share Bobby Hemmit gnosis, although it's only a very few people reaching that because, I'm not going to say why, because you can see there's 700 subscribers, and that's over a period of at least 4 years. But you will never see 700 views because somebody's not getting notifications. But anyway, listen, this is the Twilight Zone. I highly recommend that you watch that series, and it always has an occult message. The root of the plot is always an occult meaning or message related to the occult, but only if you have the Bobby Hemmit gnosis you can see through it. You know, it's really like having x-ray vision. I mean, when you're awake, you're awake. When you know more knowledge, more gnosis, and the real knowledge is power, that's incorrect. Knowledge is not power because the knowledge that they give you is false. It's not principles of the universe. And you don't even understand how energy works or even electricity. You can't even fix the basic things that are around you. If you knew the principles of electricity, you should know how to fix any electrical device. Occult gnosis is power. Occult knowledge is power. So anyway, these Twilight Zone episodes are very, very deep. So I'm going to try to decode it just by audio because I'm not doing the recording the screen thing. I don't have the resources to do that. Let's just listen to this guy talk. So far, the basic plot is that there is an author, and he writes graphic novels, or maybe graphic comic books, and he was experiencing writer's block, so he started to sketch a young lady, and that young lady came to life in his reality. So that right there is an occult message, because what you think and what you create can come to life. Not a person, but, inventors have to start with a drawing. So that's occult message number 1. But anyway, let's listen to what's happening now. She has started to become more real. Before, he couldn't, there was a point where he couldn't, bring her outside, nobody else would see her. But the more that he drew, the more that he wrote the book and drew the pictures, her energy became stronger. So then she felt like he was possessing her too much. They had a little attitude change, conflict, and she went out by herself and found somebody else. And he found her with the cable guy, and he tried to hit the cable guy, but he couldn't hit him. So for him, it looked like the cable guy became her dream guy. So let's continue. This is very profound stuff here. Very profound. Directly related to Black people.
What are you doing at my work table?
What does it look like I'm doing?
I'm going to slow it down.
It's actually not a bad drawing for someone who started out as a drawing.
She started out as a
Then
drawing.
again, darling, doing my artwork is not in your job description.
So he's trying to tell her that you're only my, bed wench.
Sandra, clearly what we need to do is establish some ground rules here. Okay, first, there's only room for one artist in this house. That would be me. Secondly, no more day
Egomaniac.
excursions, okay? Your job is to stay here in my home and make me feel pampered and relaxed at all times. And thirdly, and this is really the key to the whole thing, no more running around with other guys, okay? Because I'll be damned if I'm going to share you with anyone. Are we clear?
You really don't know what's going on, do
You
you?
really don't know what's going on. This is the black
Where
person.
do you keep the towels?
Let me.
They're in the closet, Sam, next to the shower.
All right. Let me. You know what? This episode of Twilight Zone is called Dream Lover. And by the way, the female character is actually a he, she. And if you would research that, if you want to get on a whole nother level of the rabbit hole, you're gonna research Angel Price, the YouTube channel by Angel Price. And if you're on the 1,000-watt Bobby Hemmit frequency, you're gonna wake up to this unfortunate reality of he, she's. Anyway, let's continue here.
They're in the closet, Sam, next to the shower.
That's the cable guy in his home.
All right. That's it. I'm done. As easy as it was for me to draw you into my life, I'm going to have to erase you from it.
Erase me.
Erase me.
Yeah.
Boys and girls, I'm just going to tell you right now, she's playing the role of the black person. He's playing the role of the hybrid person.
What's this?
Don't you get it? I'm real. Sam's real.
Sam is another version of Satan. The name Satan.
You didn't create me.
Her name is Sonia.
I created you.
I created you. That is the black person. The occult message that you would never know is that she's acting as the black person.
I'm the one who's suffering from writer's block.
You're suffering from writer's block. You're suffering.
Created the dream lover to help me get through.
When she says that I'm suffering from writer's block, the occult message is that the black person is suffering from the lack of knowledge of self, of ancient self, and knowing that they are a god and they have God genes. The black person made him.
I guess that made you so real I even convinced you. There's just no place for you here anymore.
Of course there is. My house.
So what she did was she started to become the engineer, basically. She took the role back from him. She started to be the engineer. She drew him, but also started to erase him. So right now he's getting faded out, but she's letting him know that you were never real. I created you. The occult message is saying that the black person created the hybrid person. And now it's time for you to go. Now I've woken up to who I am, and I'm declaring in my God energy, God power, and power of all the ancestors through me, it's time for you to be destroyed. And your whole universe this whole matrix that you created is finished. That is what you need to be thinking like, boys and girls. That is what needs to be in your subconscious mind, because you are the engineer. You are the artist. You are the creator. And I know it is very hard for you to imagine that you are a god and you created the hybrid person. But boys and girls, it's not any different than what they do today. They do cloning today. They just copy the genes. They put it in a petri dish and they add some heat and they let the thing grow. And they can put it in an artificial sac, or they can transplant it into a person and let the cycle complete. However, although you might manifest outwardly a person, seemingly a person, genetically they're going to have defects, because you're fucking with the DNA. You don't have all of the elements of the DNA that are perfect and harmonized to do its job exactly. Boys and girls, the ancestors let me know that your melanin controls every single biological function in your body.